Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Boonaa Mohammed here, and it's raining. Yes, the rain. I love the rain. Sure, why not? I'm feeling very nice today. I feel like I look good, and it's only fitting because I'm going to visit a brother right now who is an expert in cloth, in fashion, in suit making, and I think there's a definite connection between faith and fashion and how you feel. And of course, the Prophet ﷺ used to dress well and he used to look good, and people used to always comment on that. So we're going to talk to a brother today who's embodying that same spirit in today's modern fashion world, and he's going to teach me, I hope, a few things about fashion, specifically how to tie a tie, because I really don't know how. So stay tuned on this episode of Bro Code on DOPStv.
Hold a second. Hold a second. Hold a second. Hold a second.
Chinedu is the founder and creative director of CE Clother, a luxury men's wear brand specializing in custom-tailored suits, shirts, and other garments. He has worked with a broad range of individuals, from first-time suit wearers to athletes and celebrities. He has a strong passion for menswear, along with a desire to ensure that every man has the opportunity to present themselves with class, dignity, and ihsan. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey, alaikum assalam.
How are you doing, Akhi?
Alhamdulillah, good to see you.
Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for inviting me into your space.
No problem. Welcome.
I'm excited. I want to talk about fashion. I want to talk about these beautiful suits. So, can we go ahead and do that?
Absolutely.
Bismillah, let's go.
All right.
So, tell me a little bit about your journey into Islam, because you actually were born into Christianity and you actually converted to Islam. So tell me a little bit about that journey. I
was an altar boy. I actually left Catholicism in high school and went into evangelical Christianity. Okay. So born again Christian. I was always searching for a little bit more. I just didn't feel, I felt like I was being fake. So I started researching Islam. And I read the Quran, and I think that's when the journey sort of started. Because the more I researched, the more I found that there was a complete separation from what I was seeing to what was actually the reality.
I have a confession to make. Okay. I actually do not know how to tie a tie.
Okay.
So I'm hoping today you can show me how to actually tie a tie. Okay. Yeah?
Definitely.
Okay,
definitely.
So what's the first thing I need to know? I guess need a tie for that.
Yeah, first you gotta start with a tie. So what we want to do...
So you just explain it, give us a step by step.
So typically on a tie you have a wider side and a slimmer side.
Right.
So the slimmer side should always be shorter. Okay. Okay. And then what you want to do is put the slimmer side of it underneath the tie. Okay. Take the wider side, throw it over, come under, then you tie it through, pull it together. All right. So this is fairly simple. This is what we call a four-in-hand knot. Okay. Right? And it goes very well with what you're wearing, actually. It took a long time. I was very fearful of how my family would react. As you mentioned, I'm from Nigeria. The context of Christianity and Islam in Nigeria is a very tumultuous one. Right. My father fought in the Biafra War. Wow. So when I made that decision, it didn't go over very well with the family. I was a better person for it, right? So I think that helped, because the more they saw the change in me, the more they're like, okay, maybe it's not a phase. Right, so at first it's like, oh, halal chicken, there's Chinedu's chicken, and now, like, my mom cooks, all halal chicken, because, we're gonna come over, I have a daughter as well, and my family and my wife and everybody comes over, and it's, everybody eats.
What is it about a suit that still does so much for people? Even, I mean, this is like a 200-year-old fashion style,
Absolutely. Right? Suits have been around for hundreds of years, and they haven't really changed much, right? And there's a respectability that comes with it, a certain air of class that comes with it. So I feel that, it does help with your confidence in how you feel about yourself, and also how people treat you. Right? Even when I got into this, like, when it actually clicked for me was earlier in life, like when I was in high school. Like, I went to an all-boys school, we used to wear blazers and stuff, and I didn't understand I hated it. But when I actually got into it, dressed up, and on my way to school, I would get a different response from people.
So fashion, I think, is something, and not just fashion in particular, but with suits, is something that is your passion.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the difficulties involved in pursuing that passion.
It's a challenge because I found my passion later on in life, and I think a lot of men, that happens, right? And so the whole fashion thing really was just an incidental thing. Like, I thought about actually like opening a wholesale, you know, clothing company, maybe get some stuff shipped. Again, that became a little bit more difficult. And then I saw a company who was a traveling company. They were doing custom suits. And I said, hey, let me just go in there, see what's what, get a couple suits. You know, the guy that was there, you know, approached me, and it's kind of a mutual thing. I was asking the question, like, hey, how do you guys do this? You're traveling every 3 months. Wouldn't you want somebody here in Toronto? And they're like, actually, well, yeah, we're thinking about it. I'm like, I could do it.
Tell us a little bit about fashion in general. I know there are some brothers out there who unfortunately are still getting dressed by their moms or their wives, and they're not really clear on some basic principles.
Stop.
It doesn't
Even when
stop.
you're wearing suits, like,
right, okay,
doesn't stop.
But there are some basic principles
Right.
of fashion that, you know, we can kind of adhere to.
I would say keep it simple.
Okay.
Right, keep it simple. A lot of what I'm seeing right now, a lot of trends that are coming in and out. People being bold, like different types of ties, you know, loud shirts, you know, jackets that are just out there. Keep it simple.
Right.
Like I said, suits have been around for hundreds of years. Not much has changed. You can change a little bit here and there with maybe little accents of things, but keep it simple, and you'll always look timeless. You'll always look elegant.
The amount of time, like ratio-wise, my wife spends looking good for me versus the amount of time I spend looking good for her is unfair, right?
Yeah.
And we expect our wives, we expect women to look good and look, you know, very pristine and perfect, but we don't really apply that same amount of pressure to ourselves. I mean, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, definitely, the societal perception is, and it's always, we're always looking at women to have that, you know, to dress well and to be pristine. But it's something that I think that most men should and are now paying attention to. If you look in the last few years, again, 5 to 10 years, men's fashion is on an uptick. You see all these stores that are coming in. A lot of them are geared not just towards women, but towards men. Right. All these new stores that are coming into Toronto. Men's fashion, specifically men's perception of themselves and looking good, is on an uptick. Whether it's fashion or even grooming.
So tell me a little bit about what it is you do. I mean, we're here now, we're trying on suits, but I didn't really get a chance to introduce this brand of yours. So tell me a little bit about it, and why is it so important? Why is it your passion?
I mean, I love that feeling of when a man puts on a suit and it just changes his persona, changes his confidence. So what we do here, we do custom tailored suiting. There's nothing like a suit that is made specifically for you. So from start to finish, what we do, we have our fabric selections here.
Right.
We have our customers choose any array of the fabrics, any selection, and then we help them design it.
Okay, nice.
Everything from, you know, the lapels to even, do you want a hand-stitched buttonhole? Every detail, because you have control over it. You almost feel like you're the designer in a way.
Right.
So we walk them through the process. And, you know, it takes a little bit of time because we cut these suits from scratch.
Right.
And then once it comes in, we deliver it. Right, we do 2 or 3 fittings to make sure that everything is good. On our bespoke suits, there's a basted fitting, and then yeah, once the person gets their outfit, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
Nice. Well, you know, I think just by listening to you and by learning about your story, there's a lot we can pick up on. And there's a lot about looking good and feeling good that I think even in my own life I'd love to incorporate. I mean, just even hearing your own story and the work that you've done. So on behalf of Bro Code, I want to say Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much for giving us your time. And for all those watching at home, stay tuned for another great episode. I'm your host, Brother Boonaa Mohammed, signing off. Inshallah, we'll see you again soon. Take care. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Hold a second.
Well, the most important thing is to be sincere.
Use the air out of the cup using the pump gun. You're going to feel a